All right, welcome to 6 Kingsbury, listed for $739 in Norwalk, Connecticut. Very close to I-95, which is at the end of this cul-de-sac. You can hear it. There's a faint sort of, not faint, it's there, but you got to be listening to it. You can hear the trucks going by. There's definitely a bit of a tire roar of the highways in Connecticut. You can't really get away from them in this area. The Merit is more attractive than I-95 because of the big trucks and stuff. But here we are. This is officially under contract as of this morning, but they are still continuing to show, so it is early. Maybe we have an opportunity still. Got some cracks in the driveway. The driveway is older, and they've been filled, but overall it's in good shape. And again, cul-de-sac street, and just in that direction is Westport, and then in that direction is Norwalk. But we are in Norwalk, but the deeper part of Norwalk, not far from the Post Road. Pretty good commuting location, and the house has been recently sort of renovated, maybe flipped. Some sort of crack going through here and there that's been filled, so nice to see it filled. Might want to put a marker and see if there's any movement. So let's continue on. Neighborhood is good. Everyone sort of takes good care of their houses. You can see a neighbor down there, and yards are nice. Everything's in good shape. You do have some power lines right in front, and you do have some branches that have found their way to it. Walkway's a little older. You can see the cement's been there for a long time, and the pebbles are coming through. They have repointed the edges, but that's sort of a temporary fix. And then you do have sort of a weird front patio area here. Not super common in this area to have it like this. Might be nice if you covered it somehow, maybe extend this roof, I guess. Maybe at some point it was, but right now it's just patio. Bluestone steps with some brick inserts, and the quality of the house is vinyl siding. In some directions it goes vertical, some it goes horizontal, and you do have a little bay window. So as soon as you walk in, you get the smell of varnish and stain. So the floors were just done. It still has the blue painter's tape in here, and that was the color it was probably a week ago. And this is the new color, a little darker. And you do have a nice high ceiling when you walk in, and 1, 2, 3, 4 opening sunroofs. And they do all look like they're in good shape. I don't see any kind of drips or anything, and that's inherent in these things. Eventually they do usually go, but right now they look good. The whole house has been freshly painted. They picked a nice gray color, standard white. You have a nice little shelf here, some built-ins, and those are some vents, I believe, for the heat. Yep, so the heat can escape through the built-ins. You have a fireplace, tasteful colored bricks, and you do have power up here if you want to mount the television. Wood-burning fireplace, seems like it's on the up and up. No central air in the house. It does have some wall units. This is a big dust collector up here, but it is what it is. Pretty traditional split, a little bit different, but you walk in and you do have your formal living room, your dining room, and then you have more dining area off the giant kitchen. So vaulted ceilings, exposed beams, more skylights, and again, they seem to be in pretty good shape. That one might have a little bit of a little warp there. But no, overall pretty good. These are big ones, so if you had to replace these, talking a little bit more money. Double window over here. and huge dining area. So you could do with that all living room sort of and dining room here. And the kitchen, so it is way open. It's screaming for some sort of island here, I would say. Some people like it open, some people don't. The cabinets are painted. So they used to be probably a wooden color and they painted them throughout. You have some nice storage in there. They're in pretty good shape. Older hinges and all that kind of stuff, so no slow close. Granite countertops. Got the drop sink, stainless steel, and you do have a garbage disposal. Got the electric range with the microwave, and it does actually vent out, which is surprising. Not expecting that. It's great to see. You have the double door stainless steel refrigerator with ice maker and water. And in the kitchen, you do have a pretty nice pantry with some built-ins. So good area here. Outside, you've got a deck that's been painted over. It's in pretty good shape. You can see all the wood grain coming through, so it was kind of showing its age, and then they painted over it. You do have wooden rails, and again, they're in pretty good shape. Could use a nice power wash on the whole thing. Do have built-in homemade grill here, which is kind of cool, and it looks like it would function. So you keep your wood down there, put the charcoal up there, or the wooden things up there, and you're good. The neighbor has a above ground pool there, and the backyard is fairly flat. It's two tiers, so you have your upper tier, and then from the garage you have an access point down here, and it sort of tiers off. It does go up, and you have a little dividing point there. Yeah, little look at the roof here. It is on the younger side of midlife, so if I was guessing, 15-year roof, I would say it's got about at least another 15 years, probably longer. It looks good, and it's the same as the main roof. You do have a little bit of a flipping there. Something must have fallen on it, but not major damage. Probably just a limb. Yeah. And you do, speaking of limbs, you do have quite a bit of foliage and trees and branches all over the whole house. So, two things, one, there's a safety issue. Don't really want it to fall on the house, but without air conditioning, it's actually nice to have the coverage. It keeps the house cool. It's a pretty hot day today, and the house is fairly cool. Not cool, but fairly cool. You got power out here, there. You got power out here, over there. This back area is fully fenced in, and you even have sort of a little dog run, I guess, here. Yeah. And it does step down, so you could just let your dog run out here. In that corner there, you can see the fan for the radon mitigation system, which is, there's double holes dug in the basement because it is a split level, and you do have two separate basements, with a crawl space and a full basement. All right, so let's continue on. So all these big drawers, yeah. Nice storage space throughout. And speaking of storage space, that's the front door again. And from the front door, you've got your coat closet, which I showed you. You've got this little hidden closet here. You've got the entry to the downstairs. Then you've got sort of a towel and linen closet. And then you've got your washer and dryer right off the kitchen, which is nice. Hookups for electric already plumbed out, and everything looks on the up and up, and some storage up here. On the opposite side, you've got a half bath with a pocket door. How are you? All right, let's continue on. So the split level in this house is not the split like when you walk in. It goes up, which is the more desirable of the splits. The less desirable part is that it is pretty small bedrooms. So bedroom number 1, I would say, is about 8 by 10, if that. But it does have a nice big closet there. A little bit of a push out. Linen closet, and the floor is not flat because you've got headspace for going downstairs. And then this panel will pull out to access a limited amount of space in the attic of that split section. It's limited because that's pretty vaulted. Into the first bathroom, you have second bathroom. So you had the half bath. This is the full bath. And it is a vinyl drop-in, tub shower, and single vanity, room for a second vanity, and it is currently set up as a makeup table. All right, so bedroom number 1. Let's do bedroom number 2. A little bit bigger, still not huge. This one would be about 11 by 11, if that. I don't know. And then it's got a smaller closet than the other, but nice to have. And then you can access the attic from this space here. The reason why it's not out here is it has a house fan. I don't know if it works, and I'm not going to try right now. And linen closet in addition to that linen closet. So good storage, which is nice. Into the primary, or the master bedroom. So it is not an ensuite. Just looking at the roof condition on this side, and it looks pretty good. Same as the other side. And these are vinyl replacement windows, which is also nice to see. They're in pretty good shape. So the primary has one closet here and a second closet here, double doors, and you have a little access panel for the plumbing in the bathroom. So the bathroom is right over here. Technically, you could probably make it a Jack and Jill if you rearranged the tub configuration. So if you move the tub this way, you lose maybe the closet or something, and you can bring a door through. If you really wanted it, you could do a Jack and Jill. All right, continue on to the downstairs basement-y area. All right, so you have a nice little landing here. I don't know what I would do with this space. Maybe a little gym, maybe a little office space. You do have a full bath off of it. Hello again. Another vinyl drop-in. This one is a full shower, stall shower. You do have some ventilation up there, some cubby holes, and it works. Tiny vanity, but good for the space. And then you have this room, which I don't know what this room would be either. Again, it could be another office. Could technically, I guess, be a bedroom. There's no closet, there's no lighting. There is a little panel, but no switches or anything like that. I think they added this in. I would imagine that these walls weren't here and it was all one big space, and especially since the what do you call it? The heat just kind of drops into the sheetrock there. So yeah, so they divided this up into 2 rooms. You can probably open it up to 1 room if you wanted, but also good to have the space. And then you have your 2-car garage, and it's been painted on the floor. It's in pretty good shape. You do have the bricks all the way around, or the cinder blocks all the way around, and that is the construction type, I think, throughout the whole house, definitely in the garage area. For some reason, the panel has the cover off, which is not the best to see, but it's been taken off. And then you have another panel here. So let's see, the main house panel is there. And I don't see how many amps, but oh yeah, 100 amps. So the main service is 100 amps, and it has a sub panel. So that looks like the older panel. This looks like the newer panel. I am not completely sure what's going on there, but that is the way it is. 2 Chamberlain automatic garage door openers, fairly new. And then you have off of the garage, which is kind of strange, a screened-in porch with a little bit of power in here. And the screened-in porch goes to a little bluestone patio area and the lower tier of the backyard. All right, we are starting to wrap up here. There's a little storage underneath the kitchen area, bump out. So probably just keep some tools and things in there. All right, and the final spot is the lower actual basement level. So you've got the main level when you walk in, and you've got this second tier, and then because it's a split level, you have this third tier sort of. So 1.5 levels, and then this is the lower level. So yes, like I was saying, it is all cinder block construction. You do have a radon mitigation system here, and it is piped not only there, but also into here. So you've got this split. So this split gets sucked up through there. This split gets sucked up through there. You've got the main stack there. If you ever have a plumbing issue, it's cast iron, which isn't the best. And copper, and it's been painted. It probably should be replaced sooner than later. You do have a little bit of PVC added there. Construction looks good, 2x10, and then you've got triple laminated beam through here. So it looks nicely supported. Everything looks good. Oil tank is pretty old, but okay. Maybe the original. There's a little bit of rust on the bottom there. And then you do have a newer line. You can see the orange line that was only done pretty recently. Comes up and around. And you've got your water main, and then you've got your boiler. Boiler has been serviced recently. You can see some very new plumbing fittings here, and they're copper. There's no hot water heater with this house. It is all contained in here, similar to the Cranberry house. And you have a Beckett motor, and this is a slant fin boiler. Slant fin stopped being produced about 2 years ago. They're out of business, but generally you can still get parts, but they're not making new parts. So something to consider. It looks fairly new. It looks like it's in good shape. There's a lot of dust on it, but it's a nice boiler. Got the 2 zones, one for your hot water and one for the heat. And yeah, got your clean out, and I think that's about it. With the whole house, I think we covered it all. So yeah, nice house. I think if I was throwing out a number for rental, now that I see it, I would go in the $4,000, maybe $4,500 range. It is very close to Westport. It is in good shape.